We are live.
I thought you got a husband about it.
Yeah.
Magic.
You want to run that by me one more time?
I just did. Magic.
But yeah, like I was saying before we started, and I said I was going to save it for when we started, I keep getting these videos recommended to me on YouTube that are titled, like there are two different ones specifically that I'm thinking of, which are just the inverse of each other. And one is a like minute-long edit of Maria, and it's called Silly Battler, Witches Are Real. And then there's another one which is like a minute-long edit of Furudo Erika, which is called Stupid Battler, Magic Isn't Real. And they're just like they're like, I don't even know how you would describe them. They're like fan cam edits.
Good. I don't know. I don't know, man. That's what we're here to determine today. Which one is right, Maria or Erika?
Oh. Okay, let me make sure we've got... Oh, I'm looking at it now. Holy moly, that's a giant... That heart on Jessica's chest.
I know, bro.
Ooh, okay.
We didn't actually get to see the sprite, but it does exist. I don't know where or why. It's in the files.
Okay. Here's hoping that we are relatively even. 1 second. I'm making sure I'm not muted in OBS. Okay, I'm not muted in OBS.
Yep.
All
We're
right.
trying it again, audience. We're trying to make the audio levels good again.
As with every stream.
Unending struggle. Sisyphusian.
Yeah. But let's get back into it.
Yep.
I painstakingly, because I love all of you, went back through and caught up from the beginning of where we started last time.
A whole 3 hours and 47 minutes.
Yeah, to where we left off. Although technically not where we left off. Technically one sentence before where we left off, because it was the beginning of the scene and we had a little conversation about whether we were going to continue or not, ultimately leading to us deciding not to continue. So...
Alright, and now he'll never forget to save again, maybe.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Is there anything we need to say before we jump in? Anything else extra?
Oh, I can mention, I already mentioned this to Pertuset. I think it was like when we did D&D or something, or we might have just been sitting in Discord together one night or something. But when I went back through, because we weren't live, I turned on the voice acting. Because I was like, oh, let me hear some of the voice acting. Let me hear what some of the actors sound like, because it's been a minute. And I thought, man, I think we do a pretty good job for every single character. And then Canon showed up.
Yeah.
And I now understand, audience, why all of the girls last episode, all of the high school girls were like, OMG, he's so young and cute. Because Canon sounds like he's 12.
Yeah.
So it just helped me to put that into context a little bit more. The voice between Pertuset's rendition and the original rendition were quite different. But everyone else was pretty good.
Yeah. That made my neurons fire a little bit there. And it made me think of, like, you remember that one scene from the Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie where Manny says he's only 3? Mm-hmm. I made me want I wanted to, like, commission somebody to do an Umineko Diary of a Wimpy Kid cover art. With Canon. I'm only 12. I told you, the neurons were firing there. They were connecting random neurons together.
Loopy.
Exactly. Other quick news, which we'll get to at the end of the stream again as well. No Thursday stream this week. I have an obligation, so I cannot Castlevania, sadly. I tried to find a replacement day, but I can't. I'm busy. Too busy.
He hates you.
Yeah, no. Remember, EDMC's not around right now, but remember what Levi said during the Game Awards? I didn't say that anyway.
What?
Because remember, you mocked Spider-Man 2. Well, actually, you didn't even mock it. You just kind of, were like, oh, it didn't win. So
you hate me.
Yeah. So I will endeavor to make up for it.
Hey, that happened to you too at the Game Awards, but for a different reason.
Yeah. I will endeavor to make up for the lack of Castlevania this week sometime. Just as soon as I can find more time, I'll do like a double up stream week or something. But rest assured, Saturday there should still be a new Lethal Company video at least. And next Monday, a new Elden Ring.
Yay!
Maybe. We still have to record that. Okay.
All right.
Updates aside, now, Kraus, tell us. Where's Jessica?
Wasn't the cultural festival at Jessica's school today?
That's not what I asked.
How is the principal doing?
God.
He seemed to be in good health. That's right. Diet member Takamiya was also there. Sorry, I had to read the name to be able to say it.
Yep.
He said to give you his regards. Busy as usual. It appeared so. That person is also very energetic. Oh, and I believe President Emoto also made an appearance. Naturally, the topic of Jessica's cultural festival came up at dinner. School events often became social gatherings for local volunteers. It was the same for the Ushiromiya family, who were celebrities around here. Natsuhi remembered the name of the one VIP, the name of one VIP after another, at that social gathering, telling Kraus the news about them. Jessica didn't really have any interest in that discussion and rudely slurped her pumpkin soup.
Pumpkin soup.
Milady, perhaps you ought to take more care with your manners. Yeah, sorry about that. Jessica, how many times must I tell you to watch your language? Yes, ma'am. Jessica answered, discouraged. When he saw that Kraus smiled, oh my goodness, okay, brain.
Yep, gotta get into it. Gotta get into it.
Lock in. Read. Who? Okay. When he saw that, Kraus smiled a little and paused his conversation with Natsuhi. How was the festival for you, Jessica? Huh? Well, it was okay. I was watching. You did an excellent job.
She was?
That cheese.
Yeah, that's a new Jessica.
That's a new one. Huh? Well, Jessica's face turned bright red.
What, no smoke ring this time?
She probably hadn't imagined that Natsuhi would actually come to see her on stage. She felt a mix of happiness and embarrassment. Actually, she hadn't really wanted her mother to watch, since she didn't want to be told that her music was inappropriate for the Ushiromiya family.
That might be a new Natsuhi, too. Like, look at her, the way her eyebrows are slightly scrunched.
She looks like she is trying to be supportive, but really didn't like it deep inside.
It does. What the heck?
But also, I feel like they're not going to be talking about the same situation, because I feel like Natsuhi would be the stuck-up mother if she knew about the concert. So,
True.
But I might be surprised. But it certainly didn't make her unhappy to hear a parent say she'd done a good job after watching her try her best. Jessica acted with both composure and dignity.
Okay, she was not
She
there.
is not. Yeah, no. Fitting behavior for the student's representative. Oh. Yeah. The smile that had been there until a second ago crumbled like sand.
Oops.
Jessica immediately realized that her mom was talking about something different. Jessica was also the school's student president. She had no interest in doing something so annoying, but her parents had been pushy, so she'd grudgingly accepted. That's like a big deal in Japanese high school. Unfortunately, she was popular at school, so she won the election easily, because they actually give you responsibilities and make you do things, unlike American school.
True, you just kind of be there.
So, Natsuhi was praising her for the student council sponsorship ceremony at the beginning of the cultural festival. Actually, she had just carried that out half-heartedly. After that, she immediately met up with her friends and held a stage rehearsal for the rest of the time. That experience of standing above people and bearing responsibility will surely prove useful in the future. I'm sure it will help Jessica mature as a member of the Ushiromiya family. But you rushed a little while giving the greeting. You get a pass on content, but the fast pace of your speech lessened the impact. It might help if you developed a habit of pausing every once in a while. Yeah. After she finished eating, Jessica didn't feel like going straight to her room. Her room was basically the place her parents had ordered her to be. So perhaps for Jessica, instead of returning to her own room, being in an unknown location in this large mansion was a meager form of resistance.
Oh. The darkness consumes? Oh, okay, we're just leaving.
Jessica felt that even being in the mansion made it hard to breathe, so she went outside to the rose garden. It's like because she asthma.
Oh, yeah! A symbolism for bad lungs. I think. I'm actually not sure how asthma works.
I'm actually not sure either. I think it's technically like an autoimmune thing. It's just one of the less deadly autoimmune things, I'm pretty sure. I might be completely wrong.
It says it's just a chronic lung disease.
Ah. Well.
So yeah, bad lungs. Okay.
Even if he did show up, I'm sure she would... Even if she did show up, again, even if she did show up, I'm sure she would have said something about how it wasn't appropriate for a successor of the Ushiromiya family.
Kicks Pebble.
So isn't it better this way? Jessica laughed at what she was sulking over. She laughed at what kind of words she could possibly have been expecting. That was dumb of me. In the end, I was just acting like an entitled brat. I'm a little exasperated with myself, and it makes me want to laugh.
Oh shoot, I didn't think I was gonna be here. Milady.
Well, Kanon-kun, don't scare me like that.
Oh god, really?
Just as she was about to force a laugh, Kanon suddenly started talking to her, and she choked. What's up? Got something to say?
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting on Al. I'm waiting on it.
Yes? Jessica's expression became the one she always wore when looking at Kanon. The listless Jessica from a second ago was gone. If he had still only known Jessica as the eventual successor to the Ushiromiya family as he had until yesterday, he might have mistakenly thought that Jessica's mood had sprung back to normal. But that wasn't right. He knows everything about her now. He now knew a part of her that he couldn't even have seen until yesterday.
But remember from last time?
So he understood that there was no way Jessica actually felt the way she appeared. About today's cultural festival.
Bunkasai.
Well, thanks for coming with me so I could show off. You saved my butt out there.
That song. You were really good.
What? Really? You're embarrassing me. Even though she had heard the words she most wanted to hear, Jessica acted shyly and couldn't accept them openly.
Oh. I cannot sing, and I don't know how to play any instruments other than the harmonica and the recorder, which I learned in elementary school. So I simply assumed you were the same, milady.
At the time, Canon had never felt as though he'd been looking down on Jessica in this way. But all the people he'd seen playing special instruments were on the other side of the brawn tubes in the TV. What?
Well, we're getting deep with how TVs work.
At the very least, he'd been under the impression that it'd be impossible for Jessica.
I am furniture, so I didn't believe there was any need to sing or play instruments.
But I'm not sure anymore. Seriously, Canon-kun, enough with that I am furniture business. That's like a proper attitude you servants are supposed to have, right? Servants are supposed to be like living furniture. Genji says it a lot.
It isn't just a proper attitude, because we really are furniture.
I know the kids from the Fukuen house receive assistance from grandfather in various ways, and I realize how grateful you are for that. But it's a bit cruel for you to have to call yourself furniture just because of that. We're all human, aren't we?
Dots.
Canon-kun, when you saw me singing, what did you think?
It looked like you were having a lot of fun.
I don't think that's true.
Huh?
You didn't just think it looked fun. You were envious, weren't you?
That's not...
Canon probably hadn't noticed that emotion himself. Most likely, Canon saw something he'd never seen before, learned about it for the first time, and felt envious. And to trick himself out of that emotion, he'd called himself furniture over and over. I know I'm a successor to the Ushiromiya family or whatever, and, well, I'm sure there will be a lot of annoying stuff to do from now on. As far as that goes, I can't do anything but give up, since I was born under an unlucky star. Probably, just like you had to live at the Fukuen house, I don't have a choice either. I couldn't choose the stars under which I was born.
That may be true.
But there's one place where you and I are completely different. Know what that is?
Status? Wealth? Oh.
I am furniture, and Milady is not. He was about to say that, but stopped.
I do not know.
Canon-kun, you've decided that your fate determines everything about you, and you gave up. But I can't accept this kind of fate, so I do the best I can. So, while there's still the rigid and cornered me that's gotta stay as the daughter of the Ushiromiya family, I've created another me that can do whatever I like to the fullest.
Another you.
Yeah. Canon-kun, you've been instructed to say, because I am furniture. I'm sure you've gone through a lot of tough times just because of that. I think that's really unfortunate. But the idea that your entire life will be decided by that alone just seems sad to me.
Dots.
You know, it's always possible for people to create another self inside them. A self that they can truly grow to like. I'm not talking about escaping from reality, okay? When I'm that other self, I can really feel like I'm living a great life. So no matter how constrained and boring everyday life gets to be, I can always live on without suffocating.
Oh. To make another self inside yourself.
Well, when a mommy and a daddy love each other very much.
That you can truly grow to like.
Well, not if you're Rosa.
Ooh.
To make
Ooh.
another me. One that isn't furniture. Through her relationship with George-sama, has Shannon given birth to another self that isn't furniture? And did this other Shannon see something that cannot be seen by furniture? That's right. Well, I don't know anything about your private life, Kanon-kun, but I can sorta guess. Your private life probably doesn't exist at all. Am I right? Kanon couldn't reply, but that answer was enough. He had no concept of a private life. So Kanon would always be Kanon. So furniture would always be furniture. Kanon-kun, Kanon isn't your real name, right? In the Fukuin house, new graduates would be given new families and a new life, so they were also given a new name. In his case, that was Kanon.
Certainly, this name of mine may be a temporary thing.
Before, he had thought of himself as Kanon and no one else. But he remembered. There had definitely been another self that wasn't Kanon. But that was far, far away, beyond the distant fog of oblivion. So, even for you, it should be okay to have times when you're Kanon-kun and times when you aren't. Maybe, when you act as a servant, that Kanon-kun calls himself furniture and strictly limits his own will. But when you aren't Kanon-kun, I think it's okay to live much more freely. Those words definitely weren't just lip service. Jessica had also been like this in the past. She had cursed her own birth into an environment different from all of her friends at school. Only she had been in a heavily constricted environment, forced to learn all sorts of things. And she had even been told whom she was and wasn't allowed to play with. It may have been sad, but she'd given up, resigning herself to the fact that she'd been born under that kind of star. But one day, Jessica stopped giving up and surrendering. Stuff like Ushiromiya family customs and pressure didn't matter. She created a real Jessica inside herself, one who could do what she really wanted to do. You know, I go by the nickname Jessie at school. When I'm Jessie, I live life honestly and to the fullest. And because of that, I can do my best when I'm Jessica, too.
Oh, please make his nickname Cancun. Please.
Would it really be so bad if you could also have times when you're Kanon and times when you're, your real name?
Say it.
When you aren't Kanon, can't you try becoming another self that you can like?
He keeps, like, he's trance moded. He keeps just repeating what she's saying. But
Yeah.
I know it's a deep scene. I know, like there's a lot of trauma we're working through here for this guy. Okay. A time when I am not Kanon.
He'd once thought of his real name as being completely meaningless. Craig. Because of that, he'd thought that Kanon summed up everything about him. And now, Jessica was telling him to create something new. Another self that wasn't Kanon. Kanon-kun, if you don't mind, tell me. What's your real name? He was silent for quite some time. Maybe Kanon's real name had risen to the tip of his tongue. after hesitating for a long time over whether he should say it. In the end, he swallowed it back down.
I forgot. My name doesn't matter anymore.
Those words contained a faint rejection.
No matter what kind of real name I had, the only truth now is that here I am canon. The past has nothing to do with anything. The materials with which furniture is made, be it a trunk of a tree or otherwise, are meaningless in the end.
I told you to stop that. You aren't furniture. You're human, right?
Yeah, Jessica, use the George technique. Oh. I am not human.
Canon clearly voiced his refusal. It was with a rage that he normally didn't show. Jessica couldn't say anything back, and was struck silent.
You are human, milady. So you are free to live any way you please. And any kind of future is possible for you. It's almost like you have wings and can dance through the sky like a bird. But I am not like that. Even if I looked like a bird, I'd be nothing more than a domestic duck.
That... Canon knows ducks can fly, right?
He's 16, he's been on the island his whole life. Even though they have wings, they cannot fly.
They can, though. Ducks very much can fly.
He doesn't know that. To speak to me of that dream in the sky despite that, it's just... too cruel.
I feel like this duck thing is a metaphor for him being too stupid to be able to be free.
I mean, you know. How were you when you were 16?
I'm Jessica right now, is what I am. Furniture and ducks? What the hell is all this? No. Jessica had unconsciously gone along with Canon's forceful manner of speaking, but she realized that she couldn't fire back, and swallowed her words. She shouldn't fire back, and swallowed her words. I don't know anything about you. I don't even know your upbringing, and I don't know the hardships you've been through. So, I can't even imagine why you started calling yourself furniture. But know this. You aren't furniture or a duck. You're a real human. If you want to say Canon-kun's furniture when he's working as a servant, that's fine. But, in that case, don't you think you can create a self for when you aren't furniture? For when you're human?
Only a human like Milady can embrace that possibility. I am not like that. I have no future, no possibilities, no dream that I am allowed to see. So, Milady, please don't say any more cruel things.
Why? Why do you say stuff like that?
Because it seems you mistakenly think I'm a human, the same as you, Milady. We are different sorts of beings. I just wanted to make that clear. I heard from Shannon. Or something about Milady liking me.
What? No.
I look almost identical to a human. So, like Shannon, I could probably delude myself into thinking I'm human. And pretend to love for a time. But then, I would surely be fooling myself. No, I would be fooling you too, Milady. Shannon and George-sama will definitely fall apart. Even though Shannon herself probably realizes that day will come. She's taking part in such a stupid...
There's nothing stupid about it! Sure, George Nissan's a wonderful person, and he's gotta match up to his parents' expectations. I'm sure when it comes to marriage, Aunt Ava will interfere in various ways, and, I think their future prospects look like they'll be full of trouble, okay? But you know what? George Nissan isn't the kind of guy who will surrender to that shit. Shannon's no Juliet, and he'll definitely bring her happiness.
People cannot engage in romance with furniture. What I'm trying to say is that even if you can love furniture, I cannot love you, milady.
Those words of Canon's crushed all of Jessica's bittersweet feelings from that day. There was no way her emotions could have predicted that she'd be refused so bluntly. In an instant, she lost the willpower that had led her to try and unravel something stubborn in Canon's heart. And before she knew it, she was just standing there in shock.
Milady, if your feelings for me were due to my conceit, then I must ask that you forgive me. It's back.
I'm sorry, I can't. It's so funny looking. No. Well, I won't deny that.
Thank you very much.
Huh?
Thank you very much for thinking of me as a human. Those feelings alone really do make me happy. Anything more would be too cruel for me, so...
No, I've said enough. Sorry about that. Jessica recklessly scratched at her head and spoke, trying to voice her voice to sound bright. I just kinda ran on ahead by myself and was a burden on you. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry for causing so much trouble on your precious day off.
No. I was also happy that I could see you having fun.
Then let's call it a night. If I don't go back to my room and turn off the lights, Mom will get mad at me again.
That's probably for the best. I wish you a good night, milady.
Yeah. Good night. Canon saw Jessica trot away with her back to him, looking disheartened.
You got something to say?
Not that I can say on YouTube. But then, she suddenly broke into a reckless dash and disappeared in the direction of the mansion. As he watched her back just for an instant, Canon was tormented by the feeling that he'd just made a huge mistake. Oh, only for an instant. It's so easy for him. And he just throws it all away.
Quick reminder, this is a murder mystery. This is... you know, that's the thing. Everybody, like almost everyone that gets into Umineko quits it by this point because they're like, oh my gosh, what happened to my murder mystery? But is not the romance stuff even all still
good.
Amazing? It's good, right?
It wasn't really because it went out of the murder mystery that I dropped it. It was because I was, like, overwhelmed because I did all of episode 1 in, like, 2 back-to-back sessions. So I had content overwhelm on me, and I was like, I need to take a break, and then I just never got back into it. But yeah, no, this is... Ooh!
It's good. You got the good side with George, and then you have this.
Poor Jessica, man.
I know, and I don't want to say it, but I kind of feel a little bad for Canon.
I feel bad for him in the sense that I feel like he's trapped himself.
Yeah.
He has put himself
He's his
in a
own worst
box.
enemy.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he hadn't made a mistake at all. He'd been forced to refuse her now for her sake. while the pain was still at its smallest.
Oh. Nice going, making a woman cry like that. I didn't expect you to refuse her that strongly.
Get him, Beatrice.
If you'd given a normal answer, another pair of lovers would have been born thanks to my magic. Wow. Uh-oh, it's just gonna be me,
It's
huh?
just you for once!
Yeah. How long have you been there?
It's been a minute since we've had just Pertuset scene.
What a horrible person.
When he turned around, the witch was suddenly there. It looked like she'd been there the whole time, watching the two of them as though enjoying a play. She's us!
Yeah! Oh! I shall forgive you for your insults just this once, in deference to that amusing little show. Even after 1,000 years, no more interesting show exists than complications between boys and girls.
Yeah, she's
True.
right about that, yeah.
Truly, yeah. To me, it's a pleasure that's better and more addictive than opium.
Dang. Canon pulled the butterfly brooch out of his pocket.
Oh boy.
It was the manifestation of the great magic the witch had bestowed. Without hesitation, Canon slammed it against the ground and stomped on it.
Oh. What is the meaning of this? You know that was given by me. Just now, I figured it out. What you're doing isn't as tasteful as being a cupid of love. You're just a demon who enjoys showing love to those who can never be together, deceiving them. Humph. You are free to think that. Most humans I lend my power to say the same thing. Don't play dumb. You didn't lend Shannon your power because you felt sorry for her. You found a weak point in Shannon's heart as her chest burned with love, and you made her break the mirror that sealed you. What's more, you guessed how this would all end, and now you're toying with her. Am I wrong? Furniture has a thoroughly pitiful existence. So you have no dreams, no future, and even no love? Good, good. There is nothing better than knowing your place. As you noticed, there was a faint love residing in Jessica's heart. You seem to think you've snipped it in the bud. But did you know? Trees grow thicker branches if you thin out and prune them. A girl who loves furniture, is it? Amusing. How truly amusing. Shannon and George will also eventually reach a stalemate with their unfulfillable love, ripening into the sort of large fruit I love. However, regretfully, it seems to be going so smoothly for those two that it's hardly entertaining anymore. But on the plus side, it seems the two of you will amuse me to no end.
The witch laughed. Even though she had known the two could never be together, she had lent magic to bring them together. However, they couldn't escape the fate that prevented them from ever being truly joined. The witch knew that. Even if they were joined, Shannon and George, Canon and Jessica, would eventually break up. They would wander through an endless desert in this hell of love, tormented by an eternal thirst.
That line goes hard. I want to tweet that.
Yeah?
What? Did you think I'd lend you my power and ask for nothing in exchange? I'll gladly assist a pair in love. In exchange, I'll enjoy watching the cruel fate they'll eventually meet. I have never come across a better show, not over the course of 1,000 years. Just look at Kinzo. See how he ended up. An old, pitiful man who learned the taste of love before being thrown out of paradise. Look at how he lives, like a dead man that cannot fully die. You truly are a witch. Disappear! Get out of my sight, demon! I don't. My favorite thing is giving Canon like a bad actor's voice. I don't know why. It's every time I see him, I think of that one meme of the. Tell me, your dog just died. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about, but I do not remember what the guy does.
He just smolders.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, anyway. Oh, I would disappear even without your prompting. My power still hasn't returned. It is still tiring to continue showing myself. I overdid it when I gave you lovers my power. As I am now, it will not be easy to maintain that power without that brooch as a catalyst.
Canon ground his foot even more into the stomped brooch. He felt it break under his foot.
Yeah.
Then, it evaporated like water, and changed into butterflies that sparkled gold, fluttering out from beneath Canon's foot.
Maintaining this form is quite painful for me as well. I will hide myself for a time, just as you desire. My magical power will rise as surely as the moon in the tides. And eventually, a fitting time will come for my revival. I know not in the slightest whether that will be tomorrow, next year, or even 100 or 1,000 years in the future. But as long as there are those who entertain me, I will surely gain power and revive. I will disappear for a short while, until that time comes. The bruise on the palm of your hand is already gone. So if you wish, tomorrow morning you can let my existence vanish like an illusion or a dream. After all, nothing saddens me more than being forgotten. However, I will surely be revived.
I think that might be the face.
Maybe. That kind of looks like it.
Yeah.
I don't know what thumbnail I'm gonna use it, but I'm gonna make a slow switch to the old art. Be on your guard, so that you will not regret that day's coming when it arrives. I will surely have my second coming and rule over everything as this island's true master. That is the time when the door to the Golden Land will be opened again. The greedy dead will surely wake me. You talk too much. Disappear now, Golden Witch. Oh, she did it.
She's like an edgy, effed up version of Jesus.
What?
She's gonna have her second coming.
Oh.
But she's like evil. Just a look into my effed up psyche.
Inside you there are two Jesuses?
Yeah. The witch became a cloud of gold butterflies and scattered away, leaving behind a scornful laugh. The whole area sparkled like a gold blizzard in a snow globe. It was a fleeting, fantastical scene that disappeared in a heartbeat. Oh, well, now I'm not sure of anything.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know.
Yeah?
Because I am, like, so murder mystery minded. Every interaction that happens with characters that seems meaningful in some way, I'm like overanalyzing it. And I think I'm thinking way too hard about a lot of things because I'm like, what if for some reason Beatrice needed Canon to like hate and despise her so that the thing in the boiler room ended up happening. So this is her way of setting that up. And
maybe.
And not necessarily everything that just happened is real and she's like just being cruel to be cruel, but this is all part of her big game, you know, her big plan, as Tomar would say.
Maybe.
The witch could no longer be seen. However, Canon felt like he could still hear that shrill, unpleasant laugh.
This whole show... Oh, it's back to me. I thought I was gone. But everything that we're seeing is relevant. I can tell you that for a fact. Okay. Ah, how amusing. How truly amusing. Why is the human world still so amusing after all the years I've been away? Go mad with love. Go mad with gold. Those who don't go mad from one of the two are not human. I'm not here. I don't see her. Where is she? Okay. I see. So that's why the word furniture is so fitting. Furniture is created to serve humans. And I cruelly treat humans as playthings to sate my 1,000 years of boredom. What a truly amusing three-way deadlock that I cannot control furniture.
Again,
Kinzo.
rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah. You fool. What a truly entertaining scheme you've worked out. Now I want to do that somewhere. I just want to do that like at a con and go like, I don't know, which human furniture?
Yeah.
Furniture, you fools. Just you try and see if you can fell me. Tonight, 2 seeds of love have been sown. Including the one already sown, that makes 3. Uh-oh.
Speaking of.
Beatrice, why did you leave me alone in this painful world? Immediate pain in the throat. I hate you. I hate you. I will hate you for all eternity for not even trying to answer, despite being yearned for so...
Master, drinking any more will be damaging to your health. Dr. Nanjo warned you as well, did he not?
Be silent, Genji. Doink. You do not understand. You do not understand my grief and sadness. And I believed at least you, my oldest friend, would understand my pain. Why can you not understand? Oh, Beatrice! Why did you leave me all alone?
What the hell do you mean, furniture? I don't get it.
Oh, poor Jessica-sama. Even though the cries I hear coming from your room tell me of the situation, there is nothing I can do. This is all a tragedy due to a pair who are too young getting too close when the positions of their birth are too distant.
They're going ham on the organ right now in the background.
Yes, brother. I don't know if this isn't the same one, is it? It might be. I don't know if this is the... No, this is a different one. I don't know which one this is, but I always think of the one, organ short number 600 million in C minor. I can do nothing but understand my lady's feelings, hide my footsteps, and quietly walk away.
I feel like you could do more than that, but...
Nope. Not paid enough.
Yeah, it's about my pay grade.
Yep. I cooked a pizza.
Mackerel.
Yeah.
Are we back?
Happy
Nope.
times?
Nope.
Oh!
I
Oh,
thought-
really?
I thought
They're
it was
putting
gonna
my
be-
voice.
I thought it was going to be conference time, but no.
Nuh-uh, we still got more to go through, I guess, in Shannon Casual Clothes. What do you mean by that, George-san? No! I mean what I said. I still haven't built up my castle.
Once I
In
get
Raid
10
Shadow
million
Legends,
power-
yeah. Dang it. Why does that line read like an ad? Why does this feel like an ad?
In Rise of Kingdoms.
Oh, Oh, okay. All right. Once I manage to do that, I'll finally be able to think of myself as an adult. When that happens, I want to marry you. NordVPN. That's, say it. But my heart won't let me do that anymore. So I want to give you an engagement ring. An engagement? You say? But, I am furniture. Oh, right, that. Well then, furniture has to listen to what people say, right? See, look, Jessica could have easily. Okay.
Jessica's G-pilled Pertuset. She wants him to have freedom.
Too bad. Some don't deserve. Right now, I'm having a ring made that'll be fitting for you. I think it'll be ready in time for me to bring it to the upcoming family conference. I'll give it to you then, so please, I want you to let me hear your answer. If you accept, then I'll proclaim our engagement right there, in front of all the relatives, including grandfather.
Damn.
I know, right?
She died immediately after.
A little bit of pressure.
How cruel, Golden Witch. How cruel.
Yeah, tell him, Canon. George, son. She's smiling. Whoa, their sprites moved closer. I'm sure some people won't approve of our relationship. But there's no need to look at their faces. Because you only have to fill your eyes with me. Dang!
Ew.
He said that before Google was around. I would have Googled that line. I will definitely bring you happiness. That's the one thing I can promise you with certainty. And if not, you'll get a cashback.
Security deposit.
Yep. That was a quick scene. Uh-oh.
Oh. Is it time? What?
You hear that too, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Levi.
I hear it.
Hold on.
Are they actually saying words or is this gibberish?
I think it's words. I'll have to listen back. But this song is called Life's End, by the way.
Oh, holy moly.
Yeah.
Alright.
I just can't wait to see how it will ripen. The gold butterflies do not swoop upon the juice of overripe and rotting fruit. I cannot wait for the day of harvest to come. Is the time of the banquet here yet?
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go. I think that's our first break.
Another very quick scene, yeah.
First break of the episode. Sorry, I'm eating a cookie.
I cooking the pizza. Oh.
We're back.
Oh, now we are so back.
Oh boy, I can't wait to cook for the Ushiromia Family Conference on October 4th, 1986.
Yeah. Oh boy, I can't wait to be in Hinamizawa on August 18th. I can't remember when Higurashi is.
They had eaten breakfast at a coffee shop in the station building. By chance, the inside of the shop had been decorated with Halloween colors since it was October. Maria had seemed to be awfully pleased with that. For quite some time, she talked loudly inside the train about wanting to have a Halloween festival, without caring that she was attracting the attention of others. Halloween is popular in Europe and America, but people aren't that familiar with it in Japan. I don't even know if it's that popular in Europe.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so, but maybe.
I've heard people I listen to who are of European descent, like Trash Taste, a lot. They talk back when Halloween happened last year. They talked about like how that was not a thing that they did when they were younger. I think it's mainly an American thing. Anyways, the shopping district was colorfully decorated with orange pumpkins, but the costume parades of children demanding sweets and saying trick or treat were nowhere in sight. Ooh, I want a Halloween festival. want to wear these clothes. I want to look like a witch. Ooh, ooh.
Oh my gosh, she's back. I don't know what she sounds
It's
like.
been so long.
Yeah. Well, how many women do I voice? Like 3? I think I know what her voice is. The family conference isn't for playing. We're going to meet grandfather, so you have to dress up nice.
That's close enough, I think, to what it was.
Works for me.
While it wasn't completely full inside the train, it was really packed, with almost all the seats occupied by passengers. Maria was making a fuss among them, stomping her feet on the seat while Rosa scowled at her. Rosa had warned her many times to lower her voice, but Maria hadn't obeyed her at all. Once Maria got like this, no matter how much you tried to explain the situation or calm her, she wouldn't listen. Before, Rosa used to pamper Maria and give in to her at times like this. But that had probably been a mistake. Surely, Maria had gained the mistaken impression that throwing a tantrum long enough would make her mother give up and do what Maria said. Rosa had realized that error with the help of an educational book, and since then, she'd hardened the part of her heart that wanted to pamper her beloved daughter. Her mutual understanding with Maria began to grow weaker and weaker, and she began to get discouraged by her own powerlessness more and more often. Halloween! Halloween! If you don't give me sweets, I'll play a prank! Ooh, ooh, ooh! Doink.
I don't have any sweets to give you. We just ate breakfast.
If you don't give me sweets, I'll play a prank! If you don't give me sweets, I'll play a prank! Ooh, ooh, ooh!
You're asking for it.
She is asking for it. A stout old woman, who was sitting nearby as Maria stomped her feet, picked a candy out of her handbag and held it out to Maria. Oh! Ooh, I got a sweet! I got a sweet! Look, Mama! Mama! Happy Halloween.
Uh-oh.
That's the first time we've seen that sprite.
Yeah, that's an angry one. Hey, Maria, you can't just accept sweets from strangers, right? Give it back!
Oh, don't worry about it. Ho, ho, ho. She's
This
such
doesn't-
a spirited young lady.
This doesn't count. This doesn't count on the character voicing. Go ahead,
How
though.
old is she?
Maybe there was no malice in the old woman's words. However, Rosa seemed to find that remark extremely humiliating while she asked how old is she.
Maria, haven't I always told you not to accept sweets from strangers?
Oh, she gave it to me. Oh, no, it's mine.
Let go of it! How many times do I have to tell you to do what Mama says?
It's mine.
Don't I always tell you not to say ooh ooh?
Rosa reflexively hit Maria violently on her cheek. In a flash, Maria started crying loudly. Rosa immediately took the candy from Maria's hand and pushed it back towards the dumbfounded old woman sitting next to them.
Ugh. Please, do not just give sweets to my daughter.
I'm so sorry.
Breathing heavily, Rosa once again held the candy out to the old woman. After getting flustered about what she should say for a few moments, perhaps the old woman realized that her actions may have troubled this parent and child, and she accepted the candy back, apologizing.
Oh. We good?
After that, Rosa finally took notice of her surroundings. Her daughter's clothes were all messed up, she was crying, and shouting with her nose dripping. And there were many dumbfounded passengers watching them. Except for the sound of the train running, the interior was completely silent. Fortunately, that pitiful silence didn't last more than a short while. However, It was followed by an even more painful atmosphere as everyone began to whisper.
Ugh.
Maria shouted, cried, kicked, and stomped her feet as usual, paying no heed to the people sitting around her. Impulsively, Rosa tried to slap her again, but she noticed the cold eyes of the people in the train and couldn't.
That's what stopped her. Gotcha.
When the train stopped, Rosa forcibly pulled Maria's arm and got off, almost dragging her daughter along. Maria didn't stop crying. Rosa took her to the end of the platform and hit her cheek again. At the moment she was hit, Maria stopped crying for an instant, but before long, she shouted and cried even more than before. Overwhelmed with emotion, Rosa grabbed the nape of Maria's neck and dragged her, tugging at her hair.
Mama, it hurts! It hurts!
Dang, I just gotta say, I didn't get a single lick of that in the Discord audio. That last line. Okay. Didn't I tell you to shut up? That ooh-ooh of yours! I told you to stop! That's the reason you can't make friends in class, right? Get a hold of yourself! Why are you still a kindergartner inside your head? Why can't you do what Mama says? Why? Why?
With those severe words, Rosa hit Maria's cheek over and over again. The more Maria cried and shouted, the more Rosa hit her. And the more Maria was hit, the more intensely she cried and shouted.
Mama, it hurts! It hurts! Mama, save me! Save me!
Why can't you stop saying ooh? This is exactly why you can't make friends. This is why Papa's business trip never ends. Oh my gosh. This is why
I don't know. I'm just gonna.
I'll take this. I'll take this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll trade you the other generic NPC. Excuse me, ma'am. Is everything all right? Do you want something?
The one who timidly called her to the station was the station. Well, oh my gosh. The
Dang.
one who timidly called to her was the station attendant. Rosa glared at the attendant with a look that said, "Don't butt into the problems of a mother and child, stranger." Of course, the attendant surely hadn't wanted to get involved either. However, Rosa had been yelling on the platform for a much longer time than she had imagined. Her emotional scolding had led the passengers on the platform to advise the attendant to call out to her. Rosa yelled at the attendant, saying not to worry anymore since they'd be getting on the next train. And then finally, or rather for the second time, she noticed the passengers on the platform staring at her from a distance. Rosa sweat slightly and felt a breeze make her sweat go cold, tormenting her. Maria still kept on crying, shielding her own head. Of course, if this beating continued, she'd probably keep crying indefinitely. Game? Oh, okay.
I did it. Again.
As the terrible heat in Rosa's head faded, she knew she had surrendered her soul to evil again.
Mama! 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 Come back!
Rosa fell to her knees and hugged Maria, whose face was all soggy with tears and mucus.
Maria, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Mama! Mama! Welcome back! Welcome back!
Finally, Maria realized that her mother was her mother again. She clung to her mother's body and cried, burying her face in her mother's chest.
Forgive your bad mama. Forgive your bad mama. I'm so sorry. Please, don't hate your mama.
I'm just fine. Won't hate Mama. Mama was only being possessed by the bad witch again. But you came back, so I'm just fine.
Yeah, that's right. Mama was just being possessed by the evil witch again. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
For a long time, the two of them hugged each other, asking for and sharing words of forgiveness. After a while, they calmed down and both moved back at the same time. Maria's face and Rosa's face were both deep red after crying their eyes out.
Do you want to have a Halloween festival, Maria?
Yeah. I wanted to show those pumpkin marshmallows to George Oni-chan and Jessica One-chan.
It was a candy they'd been selling near the cash register at the shop where they'd eaten breakfast.
Have we seen this before?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
A fancy sweet that had a big orange marshmallow in the shape of a jack-o'-lantern attached to the tip of a stick.
It's really cute.
Maria had wanted it and had insistently pestered Rosa for it. Rosa had refused, saying that there was no way she could buy sweets right after breakfast.
Then, Maria, I don't know if they sell those in this town or not, but let's get off and try searching for them, okay?
Yeah. I love you, Mama. Love you so much. Thank you.
I love you too, Maria.
The truth was that they didn't have time to waste loitering around at a stopover station. If they missed the airplane, they'd fall half a day behind schedule. She should have left home with more time to spare, but she'd ended up leaving late after choosing Maria's clothes. Because of that, Rosa had been a bit impatient since the morning. She looked at the clock. They had to get on the next train immediately. But her daughter firmly joined hands with her to go buy the sweets with her mother. And that hand was warm. To Rosa, as she was now, it was more important to renew her bonds with Maria. To her, Maria was not only a beloved daughter, she was everything Rosa had. Fortunately, they could see a big supermarket right in front of the station. They might not be able to find the exact same sweet, but Maria would probably be happy with a similar one. Besides, Rosa couldn't show up with a face swelled from crying. She must fix her makeup.
Maybe we won't find a marshmallow exactly like that one, but hopefully we can find something like it. Let's buy some and surprise all your cousins together.
Yeah. As long as we buy it together, any sweet is fine.
They exited through the turnstiles of the station in this unknown town. Maria walked across the pedestrian crossing together with her mother, chuckling to herself as though she was walking in an amusement park. Both faces were still deep red, but the two of them, mother and child, smiled warmly at each other without any restraint. Shoo!
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on Rosa?
She is troubled. And I'm assuming a lot of it has to do with her divorce.
Divorce?
Not
Oh.
even divorce?
Oh, I guess maybe I shouldn't say that, but no, there was no marriage involved.
Daddy left and didn't come home with the milk.
He's on a business trip.
Dear, what are you doing in a place like this?
They retrieve gold. Every scene.
Oh, it's you. It's nothing. I'm just preparing this kennel I bought now. I just find this place pleasant to think, while I'm getting 10 million power in Rise of Kingdom. All of our preparations for today have been completed. Why don't we have some tea and relax while we wait? Forgive me. I'm always making you handle such troublesome matters.
Please, rely on me, even more. I am your wife.
Naturally, I'm grateful to have you always coming to my aid. That's precisely why I am able to devote myself to my work.
I understand. I understand about your work. And the topic of father's inheritance, right?
That has nothing to do with you. It's nothing more than fishing for rotten meat amongst greedy siblings.
It's okay, dear. Everything will go well. Your businesses have never failed to work themselves out.
Nazi softly cuddled close to Krause's shoulder. Oh my god, we're gonna get more marital problems.
Woohoo!
All the dang
Those are
women,
my favorite.
All the dang women of the Ushiromio family lose, except Eva, who's the bitchiest. Why should she get to be happy?
Me and the wife I pulled by being whimsical.
Nazi softly. It's not even the adult women. It's it's Jessica
Honestly,
too.
Whoever Maria's dad is came out a winner.
Yeah.
He didn't even have to deal with any of the problems.
Well, the problems might not have been there. He was present.
I don't know. Did you see how Rosa acted just now? I think the problems were always there.
He should have taken a book out of the a book. He should have taken a page
Whoa.
out of the Gen Z book and said, "I could fix her," and at least gave it the old college try before dipping. I don't know. Maybe he did. I know nothing about the man.
No, he took like the Gen X/Boomer approach and said, "I'm gone."
Okay. Anyways, Nazi softly cuddled close to Krause's shoulder. She complimented Krause on his hard work, but Nazi knew better than anyone that his work wasn't going well. Krause's project was something like a seesaw, where a large amount of money swings. Big investments can lead to massive payoffs, but like large seesaws, they tend to shake a lot while moving very slowly, instead of showing immediate results. At times,
Dang.
it's possible to make further investments, so that the seesaw inclines faster towards the sides you want. Of course, you'd only do that if you were confident you'd be able to recover all of your investments in the not-so-distant future. However, the seesaws Krause chose never turned out as he would have liked them to. His foresight wasn't wrong, but the times were moving sluggishly. They never managed to catch up with him. For example, think of a literal seesaw placed in a park. It's a really popular item, so there's always someone playing on it. And you've got to wait a long time for your turn. Let's say that one day you spotted one of those seesaws that was completely unused, and you raced to grab it first and have it all to yourself. However, unless someone got on the opposite side of the seesaw, you wouldn't be able to play on it. What if lots of time passed, and nobody came to the opposite end? Seesaws are popular, so if you wait long enough, a companion will surely show up. But Krause noticed something. The weather's getting worse. So, nobody's coming outside to play. But seesaws are popular, so someone will surely come eventually. If he vacated his place because of the worsening weather, it would certainly be snatched away. And once again, he'd end up longingly gazing from a distance at someone else having fun on the seesaw. On one side of the seesaw, he continued to wait patiently, all alone. That was Krause's project, and his current situation. If only I'd had a bit more courage, and the self-confidence to believe in my own foresight, I would never have failed.
Yes, that's true. Your foresight is never wrong. You were the only one who inherited Father's resourcefulness. You inherited an innate disposition that none of the other siblings did.
But I could never believe in it. I always shut my own projects down, like a coward. Why can't I believe in myself? Who would believe in a man that can't believe in himself? Nobody believes. I'm always sitting on the seat where the losers must sit. And my father, my mother, my siblings all sneer at me. How long is it going to take for me to be set free of this emotional complex? Just how long will it take? Natsuhi was the only one who knew. Only she knew of Krause's anguish. As the eldest son of the Ushiromiya family, who would soon be forced to bear an immense responsibility, he couldn't open his pained heart to anyone, and was always getting compared to his father's great enterprises. I've made preparations concerning all other matters, so that you will be able to devote your attention entirely to the family conference. Yes, everything else has been seen to. Thank you. Will there be any problems dealing with Father? No. Genji and Dr. Nanjo are on our side. I'll never allow those greedy siblings to make contact with Father.
Oh. Oh.
Which one of us was I, Goda?
Yeah, that's
Goda.
you.
Okay. Oh boy, I can't wait to cook for the Ushiromiya Family Conference on October 6th, 1986.
Is he doing like a vlog right now?
I don't know, man.
Hello, everybody. Goda here.
Hello, everybody. My name is Goda. I don't remember. It was kind of similar to Genji, but more pompous. Hello, Goda here. Yes, please leave it to me. I'm anxious to put my skills to work for the big annual job. In the kitchen, multicolored ingredients were gathered, and preliminary arrangements were promptly being started. Even though it was still morning, the ingredients for dinner were already in saucepans and steaming. Normally, he had to deal with several assorted matters, but on the day of the family conference, he could devote himself entirely to cooking. I think he was talking to the ingredients. To Goda, who was originally a chef, this was surely the greatest gala occasion of the whole year. Yes, dinner will be calf steak. A wonderful cut of meat is already anxiously waiting for tonight in the refrigerator. Please, be sure to look forward to dinner. Oh, he's rehearsing. Is he talking? Who are you fucking talking to?
I don't know what he's doing, bro. He is not cooking. He's insane. Magical Goda chef.
It was rare for Goda to be in this good of a mood towards his fellow servants. Goda bragged about being in the Ushiromiya family's personal chef, and knowing he was considered worthy to display his excellent cooking at the family conference was his greatest honor. Understood. I will leave everything to you. Also, is Kumasawa there? Kumasawa-san. I happened to see her earlier, but she is not here. Perhaps she went to get things ready in the guest house. Is she loafing around again? No. It is fine. Please continue with your work. Yes, leave everything to me, Goda. Goda. I am Goda. I'm not speaking to Goda. I am Goda.
Crazy.
He's on the phone with him. That's why he answered, hello, yes. Goda here. Oh my gosh. Genji placed the telephone back on the receiver, sighing lightly. Genji sighed once again, thinking of Kumasawa, who was probably hiding again even though things were this busy. and the ostentatious Goda, who only felt like doing anything on a day when he could show off.
Oh my gosh, I get to talk again! I guess I shouldn't be too happy about that, huh?
Not
Excuse
like
me.
Shannon, no.
The preparations for all the rooms in the guest house are complete. I'm telling you, man. Remember last time when I said something clicked in my throat?
Mm-hmm.
I have had zero issue just jumping to Shannon.
That's so funny.
I'm Maharaga. I have adapted. We received instructions from Milady to prepare a room for 4 people so that the children can spend the night together. So what shall we do?
Oh, that was sweet of her. I hear Butler-sama will be coming for the first time in 6 years. Presumably, Milady wants to stay up late into the night with her 3 cousins. Make the preparations. You do not need to tell Madam. Genji the Go.
I see. Certainly. Whoa, new Canon sprite maybe?
He's profile.
Yeah. So tonight we'll have the late night shift, followed immediately by the morning shift. Oh! It looks like these 2 days will be tiresome. Yeah.
Time to do that work. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Say hi, Shannon.
Hi. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
There you go, sister.
Speaking of which, the weather forecast is saying a typhoon will strike in this area. Will everything be alright?
No. Assuming the typhoon doesn't stray too far from its course, it may affect the boat ride back for the family members. The family conference's schedule might be extended until Monday or Tuesday. Our task may be a long and tiring one, but I earnestly ask that you take care not to make any blunders. Shannon, remain calm and do not panic. Canon, be sure to greet our guests in a sociable manner.
Yes, I'll be careful. I'll be careful. Shut your old goofy up. We know what you did when you greeted them last time.
Today,
Fertilizer.
we must conduct ourselves in a manner suitable for a very important guest. See to it that you make no blunders.
We understand. All guests who visit here are important.
Canon, in the truest sense, we will be receiving a very important guest today. Make sure that you are prepared.
Yes, sir.
Shannon, is something the matter? You seem to be uneasy. Do you have some prior engagement this time? Yes, actually, exactly that.
Huh? No, it's nothing. My apologies. Nay, son. Important guests will be arriving today. Detach yourself from your private life. Now! I don't know what you mean by private life.
As Shannon blushed just a bit, she turned her gaze away from the clock. Was it about time for the airplane carrying the family to arrive at Nijima?
Ooh.
She tried to hide the fact that her upcoming, long-awaited reunion with George was making her heart race. But Canon, who stood beside her, seemed to see right through her.
So did Genji.
True. But Genji was less of a prick about it. No.
New airplane scene? What?
That was my airplane noise.
Oh, I just want to get to the days.
We're almost
okay.
there. We're almost there. We're almost back, guys. We're almost back.
Only took 3 episodes. Okay, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay. Shannon, please don't say a word and accept this.
Is our word? Inside a bathroom stall. He's in the stall. George was practicing something over and over, taking out a small velvet box hidden in his pocket like a quick-draw desert gunman. Okay, so he actually did manage to pull it off smoother than he was practicing, it seems.
Yeah, it's just something about being in the moment, I guess. That's not it. Shannon likes men who are more assertive. I've got to pump it up with more horsepower. Shannon, put this on your ring finger.
Now!
That's in order, okay? If I don't say properly that it's on the left hand, maybe she'll put it on her right hand. No, Shannon isn't that ignorant. But unless there's some room for her to express her free will, that'd be a little, I mean...
Man's going through it right now.
What I hear on the other side of the stall.
Hideyoshi walking in just for that last part and being like, oh, George is going through it right now. I'm ready to give him some space.
Oh.
As he crossed his arms, muttering, someone knocked on the door, please. Please. George was snapped back to reality. Dang! I was hoping it would have been Hideyoshi.
This might be worse. Hey, George Coon. You okay? Got a stomach ache or something? Hey, Uncle Rudolph. What? It's okay, I'm fine. No need to worry. How much of that did you hear? Really? That's good then. But you know you're straining way too much. Your ass will burst. I can't.
Rudolph washed his hands, laughing cheerfully as he left. George, realizing that the most embarrassing part hadn't been overheard, relaxed and felt extremely relieved, as you should in the bathroom.
Kyrie, isn't Rosa here yet?
Oh, God.
Yeah, good luck.
Not yet. She's pretty late.
It's a good thing the weather's delaying our flight. If the schedule had gone on normally, she would have missed the plane. What you plan on doing then?
Rosa-san is very much an adult now. She'll manage it somehow. No matter how old they get, older brothers always treat their younger sisters like children. Of course, Dad's always a kid, no matter how old he gets.
What do you say? If I'm a kid, that'd make you a baby. Come on, Valor-chan, up you go.
Stop it! That tickles! Stop!
God.
You look more like two bratty friends than a father and son. Look, she's here. Oh! If it isn't Rosa-san! Maria-chan! Long time no see! Long time no see! Woo! I'm getting dead.
Maria! Yeah, now we should, right? We're there, we're in it. Shouldn't that be, it's good to see you again? Greet Hideyoshi-san properly.
Oh, it's good to see you again.
There you go. Well said. How about some candy as a reward?
No, Hideyoshi, don't.
The context. Holy moly, knowing the context now makes that so much funnier. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Hideyoshi, don't. No, he's got AirPods and he can't hear us. Where'd I put it? Rosa-san, it's good to see you again. It's good to see you too, Maria-chan.
It's been too long, Kirie-ne-san. Hideyoshi-ne-san. And, oh my, Paddler-kun! Look how big you've gotten!
Oh, come on. It's embarrassing to hear that from everyone I meet.
Hey, Rosa, you're late. If the plane was on time, you'd barely have made it. I'm sorry, we had some trouble making our train connection. So, are we waiting on the weather again? Oh, don't complain. I much prefer the 30-minute plane trip to spending 6 hours bouncing about on a boat. Even if we're kept waiting here for an hour, it's still much faster overall.
Is that Maria? You sure have gotten big. She's at that growing age.
You haven't seen her for 6 years, right? Of course she's changed. Women are creatures who can be born again in a single day when they have a change of heart. What?
Huh?
Maria, noticing a big man she didn't recognize mixed in among the relatives, hid behind Rosa's back and glared at Battler.
Come on, Battler, say hi. The last time you met her, she was just knee-high to a grasshopper, 3 years old, so you're practically meeting for the first time.
Thanks for that.
I love that phrase.
Yeah, of course she wouldn't remember something that happened when she was 3. Hey, Maria, long time no see. You sure have gotten big.
Maria, this is Battler Oni-chan, Rudolph Nissan's son. Understand?
The brother is the son. Huh?
You're right, this is big deja vu.
Ooh.
She was obviously on her guard. After all, it was hardly surprising that she'd be scared if a large guy like Battler suddenly started speaking frankly to her. Battler noticed that as well, bleh, and thought of various ways he might approach her. Then, he spotted the candy she had in her hand.
Eat it! Just grab it.
It was the jack-o'-lantern sweet Rosa had bought for her. I see. It's October, so that must be for Halloween. If you don't give me sweets, I'll play a prank, right? Normally, trying to snatch a sweet away from a small child will result in them crying and screaming. The adults seemed dubious about Battler's tactics, but Maria looked unexpectedly pleased, her face splitting into a wide grin.
Halloween! Halloween! See, Mama? Battler also knows about Halloween. See? See?
Hey, call him Battler Oni-chan.
Fall.
That's what I was thinking. Sorry, Battler-kun.
Oh, no, don't sweat it. Please, call me Battler. 'Cause I'll be calling you Maria. Look, Maria, it's Halloween. If you don't give me sweets, I'll play a prank.
If you don't give me sweets, I'll play a prank. Yeah!
From inside her purse, Maria picked out a jack-o'-lantern sweet similar to the one she had in her hand and presented it to Battler. When Battler accepted it, that seemed to be enough to confirm their friendship. The adults were amazed at how good children can be at getting along with each other. Maria had been throwing a tantrum because she wanted a Halloween festival, so Battler, who knew about trick-or-treating, must have felt like an ally. Her defensive posture from before was completely gone. Now she was all cheery, as though they'd been friends for decades. That's right, Halloween's a pretty minor event in Japan. You always see people marching in costume parades on the news from overseas, but I've never seen it here.
I wanted to wear a costume too. Wanted to say trick or treat with all the cousins wearing costumes.
I see. Next time, let's do it together. What would you like to dress up as? Okay, this is slightly different.
A witch! Beatrice!
Oh.
Uh-oh. We've been banished to the Shadow Realm?
Oh, no, we just skipped the boat ride? Maybe?
Please? I hope so.
Oh, milady, what are you doing in such a place? Madam was looking for you.
I'm here because I don't want to be found. Anyway, I'm sure she just wants to scold me, like, is your appearance alright, and what's your language?
Without a doubt.
You know, when the day of the family conference comes, I always start thinking about this witch for some reason.
Oh, And why might that be?
The family conference is the day when everyone related to grandfather gathers. I hear that this time, even Battler's gonna be coming after 6 years. What if, just like that, some relative who hasn't shown themselves for several decades suddenly shows up? That's why I'm always thinking about it.
Ho ho. Could a relative like that exist?
I mean, Beatrice-sama. Nobody knows her background. Could she be grandfather's mistress from long ago? What if one of her descendants suddenly appears and tells us to return the gold we were given, or something?
Ho 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 ho. Kraus-sama and the others will probably discuss the master's inheritance problem this year, too. Once they get so fired up talking about the witch's gold, one could hardly be surprised if that witch herself were to show up, yes? Wait.
Kumasawa-san, I guess you keep quitting and getting rehired, but you've been here as long as Genji-san, right? You know more about Beatrice, don't you?
Who knows? Even if I try to remember, this old woman here can't even recall what she had for breakfast this morning.
Kumasawa-san, you're always dodging with those excuses, but you know something, right? Sometimes you feel kind of devious, like you know something and you're laughing behind our backs.
Oh, that's harsh. I don't have any secrets. The only thing I can say is that Beatrice-sama is the Golden Witch, and that she is the other master who controls the night of this island.
Okay, now you're just repeating stuff grandfather said.
We have a script.
It must be a pain to play along with grandfather's crap, even though you get paid for it.
However, I can say this much.
What?
Goodness, here we go. In ancient times, Rokkenjima was feared and called Azukishima.
Azuki Bean Island.
There you go. The Azuki is said to be a corrupted form of Akujiki, and in fact it was called Akujiki-shima.
Evil Appetite Island.
That is what is told among the fishermen.
I've heard about that before. Supposedly there's lots of sunken rocks and shipwrecks around here, so the fishermen got scared and stayed away whenever they could, right?
Evil spirits settled down in Akujiki-shima and have continually eaten the souls of people since ancient times. Quite a few people lost their lives because of this island. Please don't make me say its name again. And then, oh, that's you. Sorry, I thought that was me. That's not. That's.
And then that monk, the traveling Shugenja or whatever, built that shrine, reposed the souls, and settled them there, right? Sounds pretty crazy, though.
And that shrine for the repose of souls was destroyed by an eerie, violent thunderbolt this summer, which tore up the darkness of the night. Oh.
Kumasawa-san, you really like those stories. Okay, sure, it'd be pretty creepy if a thunderbolt took out a shrine, but well, it was all worn out from the start. Maybe it just got washed away by some big wave.
The evil spirits of Akujiki-shima woke from their slumber and summoned Beatrice-sama. If Beatrice-sama happens to pay a visit to the family conference...
If she does? Kumasawa fell silent for a moment. Jessica was pressing her to keep going, so that gap felt strange and eerie. When Kumasawa noticed that she had Jessica plenty scared with her silence, she grinned broadly.
Well now, I wonder what would happen. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh,
Oh.
wow. Also, the hope music.
Yeah.
Whoa, that sounds great.
Oh, that's me. Of course. Won't you be able to do better at work if you get a chance to enrich your heart by living the good life every once in a while?
Yep. Can't live right unless both your wallet and your heart are enriched, after all. Sure, I'll keep that day open. Go ahead and make reservations.
Okay. Don't even think of missing it.
Yep, I'm counting on you. I love you, Kyrie.
Doesn't even let her say it back.
He has to win.
After kissing the receiver. What a doofus.
He
We're
just
all
likes
hung
her a
up.
lot.
Doofus in a good way. I would have called him like a
Okay.
dumbass if I was being like he's stupid. No, this is like he's goofy because he's ushy gushy.
Can you imagine, like, first of all, any of people in our friend group having a significant other, but then also can you imagine one of us like kissing the phone, saying like goodbye, love you?
No. I could imagine Dylan doing it as a funny, but like not
Yeah.
as like a serious.
Oh, that'd be funny. That'd be good. Yeah. We're never getting someone. Anyway.
Before his seat, there were several executives with their sleeves rolled up, eagerly awaiting the end of that phone call. Dang.
That's right. Wait. I'm on the phone call with wife. Sorry to keep you waiting. Have we heard anything from the States yet?
Yes. You have a call from Dale Watanabe, the lawyer. I'll transfer it.
What a name. On the whole, how's it going?
Well, there does seem to be one unfortunate matter. It appears the other party has no intentions of withdrawing from the trial.
Guess there's no fooling them. Please, transfer it here.
This should be the same guy or someone else.
Understood.
Yeah, just
I'll do
pick
that
one.
right away.
See, in my head, every single one of these lines has been a different person. They just all sound like that.
The executive ordered that the external line be transferred to the secretarial office. At once, the phone in front of Rudolph rang.
Hey there. Hello, hello. Sorry for the wait. Ushiromia speaking. Thanks. How's it going on your end?
Hello, President Ushiromiya. Let's skip the pleasantries and jump into the main issue. I've got good news and bad news. Which would you like first?
Might as well start with the bad. I hate fighting when there's no dessert. What?
Very well. The bad news is that the other party is getting ready to prosecute. Just a few days ago, a similar trial resulted in a decision in favor of the plaintiff. The defendants were using roughly the same arguments we planned to use, but they were rejected in every case. I'm afraid to say it, but if we face the courtroom as we are now, it's extremely likely that each one of our claims will get rejected.
So, that trial ended up being a total bust after all. And I thought their position was even more solid than ours. That hurts. Okay, what about the good news?
I managed to contact the executives of the other party. I explained the situation we're in, told them we have no intentions of tarnishing their brand's image, and managed to get an understanding. They'll send us their terms over the next few days, and if these are carried out, they promise to withdraw their charges. This is their proposal according to the number 2 man on their board of directors.
I'm still so curious what he did. Something, he's in a legal battle with another company from the States that'll damage their brand.
Made a
Okay.
better product.
I don't know, or something. Feels like it might have been a copyright problem. But anyway. Your impression?
To be honest, I expect their terms will be extremely severe. We will estimate that changing the company name and the brand name will be inevitable. I think we'll be able to earn some leeway by playing with the amount of settlement money, making a public apology in a major newspaper, and carrying all this out within a reasonable amount of time.
They sure are making this complicated when they could just tell us to go broke.
They only recently switched to a new president, and their groundwork hasn't been completely laid yet. If we resist until the bitter end, they fear the forces opposing the current president won't hesitate to aid their enemies. Hence, their big shots want this matter settled as quickly as possible too. So we might still have enough leeway to get them to mitigate their terms if it'll lead to a quick settlement.
Either way, are we still looking at a crazy sum of money?
You need to be prepared for that. Even that would be much cheaper than paying punitive damages.
Thank you very much, sir. Please contact me if anything new happens. We're paying you the big bucks, so no idle chit-chat. Thank you, goodbye.
Rudolph hung up the phone. The executive sitting in the reception seat seemed to have guessed at the contents of that discussion. It was right in front of you, I hope so. Oh, well, I guess they couldn't hear the other end.
Yeah. You guys hear that? Simply put, they'll forgive us if we can pile up enough money. Now, all we gotta do is haggle over the amount of that money.
But, President, the likely sum for the settlement Mr. Watanabe indicated is too much. We don't have that much of a margin.
If we'd known this would happen, we never would have started diversifying. What did they do?
The calculations were that we could escape a capital crisis if we managed to endure for 3 years. To think we'd be stabbed at a time like this. How bad can our luck get?
I guess we fell at the step of the hop, step, and jump. With a line like that, you can't tell me this is not the right voice for it. It's enough to make you cry.
We have no choice but to draw the money from the main bank.
Banks are no good. They only bet their money on winners. The economy's improving, but we can't show weakness to the banks.
President, do we have access to any funds that are unaccounted for? Funds we're unaware of.
Quit it! Do I look like that kind of man? The contents of my wallet are totally exposed to you guys, okay? The account books over there show all our company has.
In that case, we need to raise money. We need a sponsor who can draw in several million for us as soon as possible. President, couldn't something be worked out with one of your personal connections? President! President!
Calm down, you bastards. Let me worry about raising the money. You guys just keep the business running without making too much noise. Our accusers are saying they'll let us be if we can show them the money. We've already got thick pipelines in Asia. Things will probably be shaky, but we'll be able to maintain our current deals. Basically, if we can just bring the money together, we'll be able to solve all our problems. Just you watch. I'll fix all of this. I won't leave you out in the cold. Time to start getting your hopes up again. Once this is all behind us, I'll be rewarding all of you guys with a champagne tower. I promise you that. So shut up and follow me. Got it?
The airplane suddenly shook, probably due to the turbulence. Rudolph was jolted awake. Oh, he was dreaming.
Oh,
He'd woken early that morning and ended up drifting off to sleep while resting in his seat. You okay? Are you sure you aren't still pretty sleepy? After all, it seems you've been really busy with work lately.
Being busy with work is nothing to complain about, right? Once I've got nothing left to do, it won't be long before we're out in the cold.
Good point. Now that even Badler-kun's back, we'd be looking at worse than just the two of us going around begging.
Yeah. Our family's all together again for the first time in 6 years. So, the leader of our family's got to give it his best if we want to spend some time alone together.
When he looked out the window, he saw that the airplane had already started to drop in altitude considerably. If you're that close to the ground, yes, it has. The fishing boats, which had only looked like black grains a short while ago, were starting to become clearly recognizable.
If I could prostrate myself before Father and get 10 million yen every time he slugged me, I'd do it a dozen times. Or maybe he could just go and die already. I've always depended heavily on his financial support, and now I'm after his inheritance. I'm headed straight to hell. I can hardly complain if Father doesn't want to meet the man I've become.
Dang. Rudolph's more self-aware than I thought he was.
Yeah, he knows what's up. It's like you said, he's just a doofus. Oh, hey!
Could it be that, once again, you do not plan on making an appearance at the family conference?
Nanjo looked at Kenzo's face, sighing. Kenzo's eyes remained rooted on a strange book on magic.
I have no intention of joining those vultures in their debate. They can discuss how they'll suck my bones dry on their own. How utterly contemptible.
My. How troublesome.
Nanjo shook his head slightly. To him, children and grandchildren were lovely things. He believed watching them grow was the only way to truly enjoy old age. So Kenzo's words were very saddening to Nanjo.
If the time comes for me to leave this room, I will show myself. Just as she does not show herself yet.
When Kenzo raised his face, his
Oh my
gaze
gosh.
pointed at the portrait of the witch, which was respectfully displayed on the wall. Kenzo's mind didn't dwell for a moment on the fact that today was the family conference where all of his beloved relatives would gather. It was filled only by the face of the witch in the oil painting, who never smiled except inside of the portrait. Everybody knew that interrupting Kenzo when he talked about Beatrice would trigger his wrath.
Today, I will hold a certain ceremony.
Oh. And what might that be?
Perhaps it is closer to a gamble than a ceremony. After all, magic without risk can never house a miracle.
Nanjo had heard Kenzo say this many times before. You might even call it a pet phrase of Kenzo's. Kenzo apparently believed that magic and miracles could occur if you gambled your own fate with a certain amount of risk and triumphed.
I wonder what sort of gamble you're making. As the man who was once called the Golden Gambler, and who's now so old he might pass on at any time, this should be well worth watching.
I see. So the secret ritual I have developed after much research appears to be nothing more than a gamble to one unversed in magic such as you.
You just said it was! You...
Very well. If I have faith in miracles and win, you will see clearly on this day that all my research did bear fruit, despite it seeming to be little more than the product of my eccentricity. If you win, it will all end just as you have already seen, as nothing more than the eccentricity of an old man who might leave this world at any time.
Oh. Just what sort of gamble could you be planning to take? As your friend, that bet, or ceremony, as you called it. I can only pray most sincerely that you achieve victory in it.
Yes, I thank you.
Speaking of which, Kenzo-san, have you heard that a much longed-for guest will be present at the family conference this year?
What?
For once, Kenzo reacted to Nanjo's words and turned around.
That's right, Battler-kun from Rudolph-san's family. I hear he'll be coming after an absence of 6 years. I'm sure he's become a splendid boy.
Oh, Battler, I wouldn't call him longed for. A guest who's failed to show up for a mere 6 years.
After hearing Battler's name and making a disappointed and ill-humored expression, Kenzo turned his back again. I imagine those 6 years went by in a flash for you, considering how you've immersed yourself in your research in this room.
However, we might actually receive a visit from a truly longed-for guest. Everything depends on the results of the roulette. The roulette has already started to spin. Will it be rouge or noir? Tonight, let us enjoy ourselves as we see what kind of miracle the roulette will show us.
It would be so funny if it made you do the entire Beatrice spiel again.
No, please. The payoffs are large. And I don't intend to lose. Beatrice, accept my bet.
At that time, the telephone on the table rang.
Thank God.
The piercing sound seemed to irritate Kenzo, and he picked up the receiver to preserve the silence as much as he could.
What is it? I'm busy.
Genji speaking. Everyone has arrived.
What of it? Just serve them some tea or something.
Certainly. I will do so. Kenzo hung up the phone rudely. Looking at that, Nanjo sighed yet again and shifted his attention outside the window. As he is now, I doubt Kenzo would pay any heed to any sort of guest. Could any guest possibly make Kenzo come out when the time comes, as he said? Kenzo had a single person in mind, but that was a guest who certainly wouldn't appear. Nanjo stared at the witch of the portrait with her impassive expression, unable to decide whether she was smiling or sad, and then gazed upon the lead-colored sky.
The door open.
Oh! Tea party? I got an achievement. Welcome back
That's
to
funny.
Rokkenjima.
Oh, good. It's actually starting.
I think this is you.
Okay. So, are all the pieces in place? Shall we line them all up again and start a new game? Any objections from you?
Nope. None. The witch looked at him challengingly while elegantly smoking her pipe. And Battler? He just rudely shrugged his shoulders as if he didn't care what she did. He didn't meet her eyes. But that didn't mean he didn't intend to challenge her. It showed his clear determination to never be taken in by this bastard's tricks. It was an expression of his determination to fight.
Don't tell me you're jumping into this without a plan.
I don't even know how you'll make your first move, so I've got no plans or anything. Go ahead and move first.
Naturally, I'll do so.
She's white.
Yeah. How shall I break down your defenses? How many moves will it take to checkmate you? This is where you'll see me at my finest.
No matter what moves you come at me with, I won't believe in you. As long as I stand my ground on that point, I won't lose. And that means this game's built in a way that makes it impossible for you to win.
Perhaps you're right. However, I'm the one who decides how many times we'll hold this game. We'll repeat it over and over again until I win and you acknowledge your defeat. See? In other words, this is torture. An eternal torture that shall continue until you surrender to me. It shall go on endlessly until you acknowledge me and the existence of witches.
Then I'll play your game endlessly, as many times as it takes, until you run out of patience. I've never lost in a test of stubbornness.
Oh, did a certain witch plant that idea in your head? Very well.
I'm tired of listening to you ramble. Come on, get this started.
Then let us begin. I already know all of your moves. A defense doesn't amount to much if the plan behind it is known. Don't think you'll be able to defy me with the same moves.
Beatrice, I've got just one thing to say before we start.
Oh,
Thanks for playing Umineko no Naku
No.
Koro ni.
Wishlist on Steam.
Go ahead and say whatever you want. However, whether I believe in you, or whether I believe you, not in you, is something I'll decide for myself. No matter how impressive this magic of yours is, my soul won't yield to you. You think this is torture for me? You're wrong.
Then what else could it be?
This is torture for you.
Oh.
Someday, you'll surrender to me and give up. Until then, you'll be tortured. Over and over again.
How amusing! What an entertaining metaphor! Torture where we torment each other. Yes, truly amusing! Come, shall we begin that torture? Ushiro me a battler?
That peaked.
Thank you. You should hear how she says it in the actual dub.
I can guess.
The one thing we're missing from our version is Beatrice.
Yep. Beatrice.
The clock's
It's back. It's like
We're
we never
in.
left.
We were in there for real,
It's
for
not
real.
moving it. Okay. Oh, well,
Wow.
this is probably
Also-
a good place to stop.
I was gonna say, that song was called Answer, by the way.
Ah.
Answer.
I'm
Yeah.
saving
Yep,
this
before you
time.
forget.
Please, for the love of God.
I could keep going, but you're right. This is probably the best time to stop
It was
because
very
it's such a good
narrative
time.
point to stop.
Yeah.
We're
Well-
back. The chessboard's begun again, but this time we're looking at it from both an outside and an inside perspective. And
True.
things have already changed slightly, if not it being exactly the same.
We've been given a lot more
A
context.
lot more context.
What do you think? What do you think is the importance of all the stuff we've had up till now?
Everything's being shown to us for a reason.
Yeah.
We already knew, we didn't necessarily need to see the thing about Rudolph, because we knew he wanted money, and it was explained to us why in episode 1. So why specifically were we shown the scene? Him and Kyrie also were talking about doing something in the beginning of that scene.
A reservation.
A reservation for something. It could be believed that that was just like, oh, we're going to go on vacation, but what if it was important? And the whole stuff with Rosa, again, we know her husband's gone. That's been explained to us. So there wasn't really, if that was the whole purpose of it, there wasn't really more reason for it to be shown to us other than a little bit more extrapolation. But there was the whole thing with, like, it got explained as being possessed by an evil witch, which obviously in the moment you're going to be like, no, there's nothing true to that at all. But what if? Unless. What if there is some truth to that to some degree? What if it's not just Kinzo? What if this entire family is beset by strange magical encounters for some reason? Oh, I don't know, man. It's all too scattered, and I can't... My brain doesn't have the faculties to, like, put it into a big picture together right now.
And what about the thing we opened this stream with? Jessica and Canon did not get together. Despite the witch's magic.
I can't say that I expected it, but at the same time, I didn't expect them to get together either. I was very much uncertain on what was going to happen between the two of them. I had no answers there.
It sounded like he was about it for a bit,
Yeah.
but then he hit her with the "as much as you can love me, I cannot love you."
Which is
Dang.
such a harsh line, by the way.
Yeah.
Like we were saying when we were talking about that, he's put himself in a cage. So, again, it's just
No.
don't know what are you gonna do, right? When
Let me think. Do you have a hotkey or a way to, like, temporarily change your screen, but keep the stream running? I want us to pull up a video to end the stream.
I might be able to. I mean, I can. Right now, it's just on Umineko, so even if I tab out, it'll stay on it. But I can.
Oh,
switch it.
okay. Good. I'm gonna pull up a video.
Okay.
Wait a minute. And and
What is this?
I really like this video.
I'll take us to the this so that we can just be here.
Yep.
Everyone, look at the witch.
All right, I'm sending you the video link in Discord, and then we can end the stream watching this video.
Okay. Do I need to show this on screen as well?
Yeah, this is a live video footage of Beatrice asking Canon if he decided to go out with Jessica.
Okay, 1 second. Let me.
It's important. This is important lore.
Window capture. It should probably be window capture, right?
I think so.
Yeah, Discord. Capture Discord. Okay.
Ooh.
It's there.
All right, play that video.
Why they saying you ate a treat if you ain't eat a treat from?
I
Did
see
you eat?
it
Let me
on
ask
the
you
screen
again.
preview.
Did you eat a treat from right here? Hell no. All right.
Full screen,
So
full
why y'all
screen.
lying saying she ate a treat? Now if I look back, hell no. If I look.
That video's just called Hell No.
Yeah, that's all it is. Did you ask her out?
Hell no.
Did you fall in love with her?
Hell no.
Are you sure?
Hell no.
It's the one where it repeats itself a little bit.
Hell no.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, okay.
Join us next week for more Umineko and
Yeah.
Castlevania.
Yep.
But for now, that's all there is to say.
We'll see you till then.
Yep.